Hello. Okay. I'm Jule. I'm starting this personal blog. This is something I've been wanting to do for a really long time, to do a personal blog, but I honestly didn't know how I was going to go about it, and how I really wanted it to be raw and authentic. And if you don't like people talking about their feelings, then maybe this is not the place for you to be, because I want this to be a personal blog. I wanted to share my life in an open, authentic way. I actually already have a YouTube channel, and so that is... So what's this about? What's this blog about? You might ask, and why should it interest me, or for what reason? May I give my precious time, energy, and your energy, it's precious. Time is energy. I know you've heard time is money, but time is energy, and energy is precious. So that makes time precious. So why should you give your precious time or energy to watch any of my videos? Because I think you might find them interesting. It's obviously not going to be for everybody. I want this to be a blog for encouraging women predominantly, and so I'm going to share more openly and honestly about my life, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's hence why I'm sitting here in a bikini. And if you don't like skin, then click away. Because that's basically me. I mean, currently now I live in Bali, so it's pretty hot and pretty humid. I spend a lot of time getting in and out of the pool, so to cool down instead of running an aircon, because it can be expensive. And so I live in a bikini predominantly. Not that should mean anything, but that's how you'll see a lot of my videos. I like to get dressed up sometimes. We do get dressed up here and go out, but a lot of the times you'll find me with no makeup on. I currently need to do my greys at the moment. I've got lots of greys coming through, which I'll do them. So it's it's also an honest anti-aging journey. So I am 58 right now, and I'm turning 59 in April, so 2 months. I hope this video is inspiring. I'm a big biohacker, so in the respect that I have researched a lot of anti-aging, longevity, biohacking methods, and I will cover my journey of using those, what works and what doesn't work. I really very much into improving my health. So my story is, well, I've got a big backstory, really, really big backstory. But my backstory is I have been in Bali now 2.5 years. I am from Australia, Gold Coast, Australia. Not originally, born in New Zealand, but grew up in Australia. I'm an only child, and always been the black sheep of my family, always, my whole life. And I can go into that another time. I don't think I really want to go into it right now because I don't feel like it. But I have done a lot of work on that. I'm a very conscious being, which means I've studied a lot of alternative therapies. So I kind of know what works and what doesn't work. I studied them on my own healing journey to heal myself. I have, as I said, another YouTube channel whereby it's called Goddess Creative. You may have come across it or maybe not. I predominantly read the financial markets, predominantly cryptocurrency. And before you close off there, I'm not telling anybody to buy any particular thing or invest in any particular anything, although I will say that precious metals is definitely been the way to go. I invested in gold and silver in 2018, and I'm very happy that I did today as we sit in 2025. So I'm a big believer in precious metals. I knew this collapse was coming, the collapse of the financial market that we're currently in right now. So I read it when you ask me, how do you read it? I read it intuitively. So I meditate a lot, and I meditate and I connect in with spirit, and that's how I get my information and my knowledge what to invest in. So I'm not telling you to invest in anything. So if you're interested in that side of my work, you can go and look at my other YouTube channel. It's much bigger than this. It's been around since 2020, early 2020. I started it in June. I actually started it earlier and it didn't get any traction. I think it started in 2019 when I moved to Vietnam to live. So I was living in Da Nang, Vietnam. January 2020 when COVID broke out, and then I realized the energy was not very nice, and there was lots of blaming energy at the time, early back then. So I quickly packed up my apartment and I came to Bali to sit and wait and see if the borders would close and countries would close down, and as we know, they did. So yes, then I was in Bali for 3 months, waiting to see if the Australian borders would close. They did. I went back to Australia, back to the Gold Coast, and when we were all in lockdown, I started my YouTube channel for cryptocurrency intuitive readings. So I read via tarot, and I read via divination, crystal divination, pendulum. So a lot of my work, I gained a lot of followers from that work because I was correct regarding the run of 2021, early 2021. I was correct because I was reading from June 2020. And a lot of my readings, a lot of people made a lot of money out of a lot of my tarot readings. I haven't been doing many tarot readings this year. I still post on that Goddess Creative crypto channel, but not very often. I do have a private members group for that. It's just not my passion. It's not my passion. I know the market's going to run again, and I have no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. So 2017 I've been in it, and we're 2025 now, so nearly 8 years, my third run. So it's just not my passion. It's not something it was a hobby, and I did it for a hobby. I wasn't trying to turn it into a business or anything like that. This channel, I want to be a blog, to be able to talk about things, to be able to share about living in Bali and what it's like the last 2.5. It hasn't been easy. I mean, Bali's great. It's a lot of fun when you come here for a holiday because you're just on holiday and you can go back. When you're living here, it's a totally different thing. When you've invested here, it's a totally different thing. Talk about being ripped off. I've been ripped off so many times here, but yeah. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in knowledge is power. As I did say, I'm a holistic life coach. Previously, I don't do a lot of that now, but I used to do more of that. 25 years? Yeah, 25 years. What do I do now? Predominantly live off my investments, really. I am about to open I opened a spa here in Bali because to stay in Bali and have a ketis and to stay here long term, and I'm here long term because I kind of invested here. So I bought 4 years up front in a villa, and I'm really only two and a bit in. So I'm here because I've invested here. I've spent all this money to live here, and this is where I am. So it's not that I don't enjoy it. I do. I really have some beautiful expat friends here, girlfriends predominantly. Bali is not the place when you're a middle-aged or any aged woman actually to find a partner. It's just not, unfortunately. I'll go into that another time. But I'm not saying it's impossible. I am single. Where was I? Oh, yes. So I've invested here. I will not get my money back. I cannot rent it out. I've tried to rent out this villa. It's a lovely villa. I've got a dog too, by the way. So when I first came here, I purchased this villa, was really, really excited. This is when I still had rose-coloured glasses on about Bali and what it's like. And I bought a dog, and I'm, loving that. I mean, I love my little dog. She's really cute. Her name is Lovey. And as I said, I've got good expat girlfriends here, which is really nice. And we actually meet every, once a week for all the ladies all over. Different ladies coming to join the group. And then also once a week, so twice a week, we meet up for the inner circle, closer group of women. So that's really nice. And I think, it's nice to talk in an inner circle sometimes about people that already know your history and know how you feel, and you can be honest. I think honesty is so important. For me, honesty and integrity goes so far, because I can't be true to myself if I'm not honest, and I'm not being me. So this, as I said, this blog will be for some people and it just won't be for others. But it's going to cover how I'm doing life. Oh yeah, so back to the business. Having a ketis here, having a PMA, and I can share more about this soon, and I'll cover more about opening. I opened a spa here. Not that it was my passion to open a spa, because I opened the spa because it was already an old spa that I renovated, so I invested again. I've invested more money here, not just in a villa now, but now in a business, to stay in the country and to do the right thing by the government, because you have to, unless you just want to be a tourist, but you've got to leave the country all the time, and renew a visa. And visas are expensive, even on what I'm doing, they're expensive. But with a ketis, PMA, a foreign investment company, you can actually stay in Bali and you can open a business. You cannot work in that business because you can't, but you can open a business, and you need to employ people to work in the business for you. So you're helping the country, basically. You're basically providing employment for locals, which is a good thing, but there's a lot of there's wide gap between how easy and not easy that is to do, as well. So anyway, the spa business, there is so many. If you've ever been to Bali, you would know there are so many spas. Like, there is probably 5 or 6 on every street in Bali, spas. So it was a bit of a silly idea to open a spa. I just renovated and opened it because it already had the massage beds in there. It already had a wet room, which is like a bathroom with a big bath and all tiled and all that. So I just went with that, but it wasn't my passion. I was predominantly only open 1 month through the rainy season, and I realized I could not make a go of this because we'd go 5 days with no customers, and I'm employing staff, so I still have to pay for those staff. So I quickly closed it down before I went to Australia. So I just went to Australia. I've just come back. I came back 2 days ago. I went to Australia and I needed to renew myself. I need to go home and have all the blood tests and everything to check on my health. And before I left, I knocked out a wall in the spa. I have knocked out a wall, and so I'm turning it into a studio. Now I have more passion about a studio than what I do a spa, and I have no competition for being a studio either because they're just few and far between. The nearest yoga studio is probably 10 minutes away on Jalan Japati in Seminyak. I'm in Seminyak. Opening this business in Seminyak. So there's a yoga studio there. I'm a fitness studio in the respect that I will offer yoga, but I will also offer Pilates and circuit training. Predominantly resistance training is my focus. TRX. So that's whole body resistance training, because I'm a massive believer in strengthening your body as you get older. So, yes, I've done gym since I've been here. So I've been here 2.5 years. I came here in really, really ill health. I've been struggling with health issues most of my life. Well, no, not most of my life, that's a lie. Perhaps mental health issues most of my life, so mental health issues, what would they be? Anxiety and depression and basically feelings of worthiness, all that kind of stuff. Hence the reason why I studied 25 years ago and became a life coach. In recent years, 2018, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's and osteopenia, which is early onset osteoporosis. Predominantly, so that's 2018, I was also going through menopause. I still am. So we are looking at, where are we now? 5 years ago, and I'm about to turn 59. So I was 54. Yeah. Honestly, I was so unhealthy then. I was vegetarian. I'd been vegetarian for 3 years. Being a vegetarian absolutely ruined my life, ruined my health, in the respect that I did used to go to the gym then, but I could never gain any muscle because I wasn't a healthy vegetarian. The most protein I'd have would be an egg on toast, or maybe 2 eggs on toast, but it was never hungry, and I was kind of fasting as well. So I'll give my opinion on fasting another time, not here. I think it's good, but not when you do it long term. I had done fasting before fasting was popular. I've been doing fasting for easily 15 years, 20 years. So the way I was doing fasting was not healthy. You can't fast and do fasting if you malnourish your body. It's really bad. So, yeah, and I can say that I was doing that. So I think that is another reason why my health deteriorated so much. I'm into alternative health methods, so I wouldn't go on the medication that was recommended to me back in 2018 for Hashimoto's. I have it in my family. My eldest daughter, who is 29, she has Hashimoto. She's on medication. My ex has also got Hashimoto's, and he's on medication. I refused, and theirs developed after mine, but I refused to go on medication. And I've actually healed my health without it through diet. I really do believe through diet and exercise, and as I said, I do a lot of alternative biohacking supplements. It's not all supplements. Yeah, if you can say things like, I guess NMN, that's a supplement. It's okay. I'm going to go in more into my regimen soon. Methylene blue I've tried. I'm more massive believer in peptides. I love peptides, so I've tried peptides. I do a lot of self stuff. I'm a real not just self-help, but DIY stuff. I'm a really DIY person. And so yeah, there's a thing, it's called Linac, and it's the placenta stem cells from placenta. It's all tested. It comes from Japan and Korea. They have some in Korea and Japan, but I think it originated from Japan. That stuff is amazing for pain and issues. I have a lot of back, not so much this one, back, shoulder, frozen shoulder. I've been getting a lot of frozen shoulder lately. I'm out of whack at the moment. I do feel healthier than what I was years ago, but I'm out of whack currently as I speak to you right now, and I'll get that back, my health back again, predominantly because I've travelled and I just went to Australia. I didn't have any supplements. I need to top up on all my supplements, which is your vitamin D, K, magnesium. I'm a big believer in those three. There's other ones that I'm really into as well. But predominantly high protein is been my saving grace. I would say high protein has been my saving grace. I'm not carnivore. I did try it for 6 months. I honestly think it really helped me and really, really improved my health and my gut issues. But also I tried and still do, not on anything at the moment, but peptides. BPC 157 is amazing for gut health. So I've run a couple of courses of that. I'm a big believer in it. But also at the same time, I regularly have smoothies with kefir, and I make my own kefir. So I have kefir grains. You just add milk and it makes kefir. And you don't have to worry about being lactose intolerant, because the kefir grains actually eat all the sugar out of the milk and turn it into kefir. So I really believe that these foods that are kombucha, kefir, sauerkraut, all those foods are fermented foods, are really good for your gut, really good for your health. Not that I don't have, I used to make kombucha. I find it very acidic, and I really listen to my body now. So if it's too acidic for me, I don't need it. If I'm grimacing having it, it's something that I don't need to have. So yeah. So where's the kefir grain, the kefir milk that I put in a smoothie, a berry smoothie that does have a raw egg and some protein powder as well, and does have creatine. I'm a really big believer in creatine. That's a really important one for aging. It goes in my smoothie every day. That I absolutely love that, and I find it so delicious. So I'm a big believer in what your body craves. So whilst I was in Australia, I didn't have a lot of meat. Like I had a little bit, but not a lot, not to what I'm used to. Living here in Bali, I will go and buy meat and cook meat, predominantly beef or steak, sometimes lamb chops. So I'm used to higher protein, and my body actually craves it. So I think as you get older, your body does crave. It really does. If you listen to your body, you know what it really, really needs or wants. So if you listen, your taste buds and all that. But obviously, another reason why I say I'm not 100% at the moment, I was gone for 2 weeks, but obviously I didn't exercise. I did a lot of walking, but I didn't exercise resistance training normally the way I do. I ate a lot of sugar. Chocolate's my downfall. I bought sugar back, and I was eating a lot of carbs that I don't normally eat, only because I went home to Australia and there was all these goodies. There's all these yummy things that I hadn't had for such a long time. Pasta was one of them. And pastries, danishes and things like that. Oh. So anyway, in Bali I don't have a lot of that stuff really, and wouldn't order pasta out. But as I said, I predominantly live on protein and salad or vegetable. Is me, and fruits. Really like fruits. I went for a little while without sugar, and I, especially when I was doing carnivore, it was very good for me. And I feel I've got to get myself back there, or at least push back to there where I can have some weekend time where I do have a bit of sugar, and then go back to during the week, just cutting out the sugar. So I drink only 1 coffee in the morning, and I put glycine in it. Glycine, I'm a big believer in glycine. I really like it. It's sweet, so that substitutes my sugar. But I mean, really, I'm cheating at the moment, because after dinner at night I'll have a chocolate. So all right, I think that I've shared enough about this. I'm about to open a fitness studio, so I want to cover more about that in these up and coming videos. As I said, also I'm really big into anti-aging. I do a lot of my own DIY skincare. Whilst I won't be able to do exact demonstrations on YouTube because it's not permitted, I could give some. But when I say DIY skincare, you're gonna just shake your head. Threads, I've done quite a few threads in cheeks and neck. I research all sorts of things to aid in anti-aging skincare, and trying to do it without surgery, because obviously I don't want surgery, and I'm getting there. Like, I'm going to be 59 this year, so obviously I think I look okay for my age, but I want to share my journey more with others, so you can see my growth. See, you know, I mean, I'm doing skin boosters, so I'm going to do another one in about a week's time, And skin booster I use is Miracle L. Love that. I've done 2 rounds of it. I'm going to do a third. And the Miracle Touch Up, and I want to do that on my hands because my hands are really wrinkly, really wrinkly, and I've actually tried filler in my hands, like Radiance, but see, look how gaunt they are, because I'm on the thinner side, and thought gaunt and wrinkly. I tried, filler, and I'm actually allergic to filler, so I can't use filler at all. So I had to dissolve it. So there's no filler in my face. There's a little bit of Botox. I'm doing things as naturally as I can. So in the respect that not going under the knife, I'm not using filler, but I am using skin boosters, and they help. Like Miracle L is PCL, and that helps your own collagen kick in, so it's a little bit more natural. So it stimulates your own collagen, and it works over a period of months, so a year, and it can last up to 2 years. So it's a good product. So I'm using that skin booster. I use hyaluronic acid as well, skin boosters, and I need to start doing some more of them on my hands, and also my arms as well. I have quite wrinkly arms, a lot of wrinkles here. I'm going to do some skin boosters there, so yeah, I might share some of that with you. So that's where I'm at with that. That's might sound very vain, but you can always switch away, hey. So this will be about my journey for fitness, living in Bali. It's a blog, so I can rant. It's a place where I can rant freely. That's what it's going to be about. All right, I think I'm going to leave that there because I think I've rattled on too long. Okay. Love and appreciation. Namaste.